We are nearing the end of the sign-up wizard UI. The next stage would be your mobile number, but that's a bit of a special case because it leads to the email address, and both of these are effectively the same form. They both look pretty similar to one another and similar between iOS and Android, with the obvious platform differences. This is create number. Notice that it delegates all of the work to the create mobile or email. So let's start there first and come back. You can reach this form either from gender or from email/number based on going back and forth. So the title of the back command can differ. The text entry is just one text field, so the UI is pretty trivial. Notice I use constraint, which will determine the type of virtual keyboard I'll use. We pass the action listener on the link. It will navigate to the other form. E.g., if we are in a phone entry, it will go to email entry. We add a button to the south container. This is the sign up with email address link, or the similar sign up with mobile number. We pass true if this is a phone number and false for email. We also pass the text of the phone email. We'll display that in the confirmation form. That was mostly standard stuff. It will be further clarified with the actual calls to this method. These are the labels we show in the form. The text input constraint, in this case, it's a phone number. In the other case, it will be an email address constraint. Navigation to the other form. Here we navigate to the email entry form, and there we'll navigate to the number. As you can see, the email version is practically identical. That's pretty much it for these two forms. We will need one CSS entry though. It's the same as Blue Link, only bold. Once we do this, email number toggle should work. There is nothing interesting here. I considered making a generic method that would generalize this and the phone number / email form, but decided against that. I think that would have overgeneralized. It would have created an overly confusing code. The code is pretty much textbook boilerplate, nothing much to talk about. The only thing worth noticing in this form is the phone and value variables that are passed right through the method to the confirmation form. We can now move to the last stage of signup, as there is no CSS or anything. The final stage of the signup process is the account confirmation form. This is a trivial form as well, but it does include minor things to notice. The subtitle can span lines here, depending on the size of the phone screen. We have a special center align message that includes the content we passed from the phone/email stage of the wizard. When done, we show the main UI. I'll add a stub for this method soon. We just have one more tiny change to the CSS. We need to add the new center label style. Finally, we need to add some wiring to show the signup process in UI controller. We'll add a new signup call, and we will also need a stub for show main UI, so the signup wizard will compile. And finally, we bind the signup wizard to the login form constructor using this code. With that, the signup process mockup is done, and we can move to mocking up the main UI.